A bit more on my vocal mic, if I could, please. Wonderful. 1, 2, and a touch more volume on my guitar. What a strange thing for a guitar player to do, ask for more volume. Who'd have thought of that? This little tune's called If Things Could Talk. But if things could talk, I'm sure you'd hear a whole lot of things make you mad, my dear, ain't you glad? Lord, ain't you glad? Yeah, ain't you glad, ain't you glad? Ain't you glad that things can talk? Now if shoes could say, you know, just where you been. When you say, you know, I just been out down the street visiting an old friend. Ain't you glad? Yeah, ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad that things can talk? Now doors could say, who've been turning the knob when he's away and out on a job. And if cars could say, who've been inside and who've been taking you, baby, out for a drive, ain't you glad? Yeah, ain't you glad? Ain't you glad, ain't you glad? Lord, ain't you glad that things can talk? 'Cause if things could talk that way, ain't no telling what they might say. Yeah, and if things could see right through, well, I'm guilty, darling. How about you? There ain't no telling what they might say. And if things could see right through, well, I'm guilty. How about you? If shoes could say just where they've been, you know, when you say, I just been out visiting an old friend. Ain't you glad? Yeah, ain't you glad? Yeah, ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad that things? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad that thing? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad? Ain't you glad that things can talk? Thank you. Rather nice to be able to start off the evening's proceedings with a little set of acoustic blues. I love acoustic and electric guitar. When I was a youngster, I got an acoustic at the age of 10, and like anyone, I really wanted to get an electric, especially living in England and the Beatles and the Stones were coming out. And my father was a very strict, die-hard Scotsman, said, you learn to play that thing. When I think you can play that, we'll talk about an electric. And I'm so glad he did, because when you take it back to, I know this is plugged in, so it's not a pure acoustic sound, but you take it back to a box with a neck on and a few strings, you can go and play it anywhere. You can play it in the park, play it down the beach. So it's nice to have the opportunity to play a little opening set for Keith, who's come such a long way to play some music for us in this country. Blues at Sunrise. Sun rises in the east, Lord, it's set deeply in the west. The sun rises in the east, Lord, it's set deeply in the west. I've been looking for my baby, I haven't found a little girl yet. I'm gonna call up China, see if my baby's over there. I'm gonna call up China, see if my baby's over there. I can't find my little girl, Lord, I can't find my baby nowhere. She won't write me no letter, she won't call me on the telephone. I'm talking about a landline here. She won't write me no letter, won't call me up on the telephone. Ain't had no real good loving since that gal of mine been gone. Someday, baby, you're gonna want me like I want you. Someday, baby, you're gonna want me like I want you. Yeah, when you call me on the telephone, I won't have a thing for you to do. Someday, baby, you're gonna miss me by and by. Someday, baby, you're gonna miss me by and by. 'Cause you never miss your water. Until your well runs dry. Well, the blues is about an awful lot of things. You'll find out more about that when Keith tells you some of his stories. And, you know, the obvious ones, I suppose, you know, my baby left me, or I drank a quart of whiskey, or, you know, the normal things. That you can write blues about anything, really. I decided to write this tune a number of years ago. I had to write some songs make a new record, make a new album, and I sat there for about 3 hours looking at a blank piece of paper because most of your ideas come at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I don't read music, so unless I write them down, they're gone. Anyway, this one, I wrote this thing called Hat, Coat and Shoes, which is, about the end of a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a man and a woman. It could be the end of a relationship with your favourite dog or, and sometimes when relationships end, it can be quite amicable. Sometimes it's quite sad, and sometimes it's very, very, very difficult for both parties. Sometimes one person never gets over it. Sometimes they get over it in a while. Sometimes both. There's all sorts of variables. So I just kind of figured, well, I'd write a tune about that. I remember I just written it, and it's a girl I used to go out with that was at this gig, and I played the song, and she said, oh, did you write that about me? And I said, no, you got it. So hymn number 47 in your books, Hat, Coat and Shoes. I know you gonna quit me. I know you're gonna put me down. I know you gonna quit me. I know you're gonna put me down. Yeah, people, they've been talking all over town. Darling, every time that I kiss you, what do you turn your head the other way? Every time I kiss you, well, you turn your head the other way. And when I ask you all about it, you ain't got a single thing you want to say. Nothing. Last night I was staying in your home. I heard you talking on the telephone. You were talking about dinner tomorrow night. You call me Dean Bird when you turn out the light. I gotta pick up my hat, put on my coat and shoes. Pick up my hat, I'm gonna put on my coat and my shoes. Yeah, you can go by that. I ain't got a single thing I'm prepared to lose. I'll tell you about it. Baby, bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. I said bye-bye, baby, bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. You know you hurt me so bad, you ain't gonna see Christopher cry. I know you gonna quit me. I know you're gonna put me down. I know you gonna quit me. I know you're gonna put me down. People, they've been talking all over town. Thanks very much. I'm gonna do a tune now by Bessie Smith. I don't do very many tunes by women. I do two, which isn't very many, is it? But this is one of them, so I can play half the tunes I know by women. And not the ones I know, because lots of the ones I know are on record, aren't they? But But this is one of Bessie Smith's most famous tunes, Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. And when Wall Street fell the first time, you know, people were a bit more creative than they are today. They were jumping out of windows and shit like that, you know. Yeah, now they, well, they might, they might do it. I think we're due. Once I lived the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money. Man, I didn't have myself a key. Taking all my friends out for a mighty good time. I bought them bootleg liquor, champagne, cocaine, hash and wine. And then I began to fall slow. No money in my pocket, man, I didn't have myself a place to go. If I ever get my hands on a dollar again, I'm gonna squeeze that dollar so hard you can see Queen Lizzie and King Charles grin. I never said Prince Charles, said, whoa. Nobody knows you. When you're down and out. And in your pocket, you ain't got yourself one penny. Friends who needs them. You ain't got any. Just as soon as you get right back on your feet again, they all come round and see you, all your long lost friends. I said it's mighty strange, but without a doubt, no one knows you. No one knows you. No one knows you when you're down and out. Thank you very much. Thanks. I'm just going to okay, I'm going to if I could just get a little bit of reverb on the guitar for this one, please. It's great having somebody so good on the sound, because when you're playing an acoustic guitar by yourself, you're quite vulnerable. And this gentleman is a very, very good at what he does. One of the great things about playing acoustically and solo is that if you want to change the program, you can. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. There's a gentleman here tonight who you will hear later on playing with Keith and the rest of the ensemble who plays the bass. And he works as a teacher at the school where those two very unfortunate children had to suffer such a terrible accident yesterday. So, and God bless them, they're both still in hospital and quite dangerous for them. They're critical. So this is the only time I'm ever going to play this tune. I'm just going to make something up and think of those children and their families, and think of our dear friend who's going to be playing bass with us tonight, who's had to undergo the trauma of seeing these beautiful children suffer, and himself and the rest of his staff. So this is just a little spiritual message for those children and all the people involved, and for us to send our very best thoughts out. Okay, we're going to go to Cape Town now. I'm going to play two tunes. One is a flute tune, and one's a piano tune, and I've adapted them and adopted them for guitar. I've been playing them for years, but I just, after something as poignant as thinking about those poor children, I think I should play something happy. So this is a tune from Cape Town. It's called African Marketplace. The first piece is a tune called Kramat, and the second piece is African Marketplace. Thanks, I'll do another couple of tunes. I want to keep on time because Keith has travelled an awful lot of miles and an awful long way to get here and play music for you, and you can hear me any old time. I'll do another couple of tunes and take a little break and. I'll be a moment. Just got to change instruments. Okay, I'm going to do a little tune called Weeping Spell. I was going to do Baby Please Don't Go, but there's no point in doing that. I think I'd rather do this, one of my own little tunes. You can join in. In fact, I need you to be the rhythm section, so... And a bit of reverb on the microphone from this little Dan Moy. This is a little Vietnamese instrument. Don't be shy. Put your hands together. Come on. I need your clapping here. I need a good dose of the clap. I took all my trouble and I put them on the high shelf. I took all my trouble and I put them on the high shelf. I sat down in the corner and I had myself a weeping spell. I called all my friends, not a living soul was at home. I called all my friends, not a living soul was at home. I'm gonna get right back down. I'm gonna get myself a black cat bone. I wasn't looking for no trouble. Trouble came looking for me. I wasn't looking for no trouble. Trouble came looking for me. Yes, I wonder about that woman. I wonder where could the little girl be? Well, I'll wake up in the morning and a new day's on the rise. While I wake up in the morning and a new day's on the rise. And when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna have tears all in my eyes. All we are saying is Thank you. Put your chairs on your desks and leave the room in an orderly fashion. I've got one more tune to play and I shall vacate the stage for a little intermission and then and then we'll have Keith and the band on to play some music for you. So I'll just go back to guitar and do one last song and take a little break. Thank you very much for joining in. I'll put a capo on this guitar. A nice little pink capo. When I got my first guitar, the capo that you could buy back then, it was like something from a medieval torture chamber. It came out about here and it was full of screws and brackets, and it was kind of an evil-looking thing, you know. But they've streamlined them now. And they made them pink, so if you want to play at the gay Mardi Gras, you can use them there. It's a tune called Sugar Mama. Won't you tell me, Sugar Mama, where to get that sugar from? Won't you tell me, Sugar Mama, where you get that sugar from? Yeah, well, I've been drinking whiskey way down on my daddy's sugar farm. I like my coffee in the morning. Don't you know I'm crazy about my tea at night? I like my coffee sweet early in the morning. Don't you know I'm crazy about my tea at night? I don't get that granulated sugar 3 times a day, Sugar Mama. Don't mean to say you just can't treat poor Christopher right. Well, she's long and she's so tall, and she weeps just like a willow tree. Long and she's so tall, a little girl, she weeps just like a willow tree. They say she ain't no good. Sure looks all right to me. When that two train running, not one run my way. Well, a two train running, not one run my way. One go for midnight, the other one go for day. Well, she long, she tall, the little girl weeps just like a willow tree. Well, she long and she so tall, a little girl, she weep like a willow tree. They say she ain't no good. She sure looks all right to me. I'll tell you about it. round my back door. Low down dog, a dirty groundhog, running round my back door. Tell me, sugar mama, where in the world you get that sugar from? Tell me, sugar mama, where in the world you get that sugar from? I've been drinking whiskey way down, way down, way down, way down. On my daddy's sugar farm. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've got some CDs over there. Keith's got a bunch of CDs. I've got some CDs and DVDs. If you like them, they're over there. If you don't like them, they're over there. Thank you.